I push open the glass doors of the store and the blast of cool air conditioning greets me. It's a relief from the scorching afternoon heat outside. I adjust my purse strap and grab a shopping cart, rolling it forward as I scan my mental list. Just a quick grocery run, milk, eggs, bread, some veggies. Nothing fancy, nothing unusual. But as I move through the aisles, I feel it, a shift in the air, a presence. At first, I ignore it. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but then I catch a glimpse, just out of the corner of my eye, a store employee lingering near the end of the aisle, pretending to arrange cereal boxes. He's not looking at the products, though. He's looking at me. I exhale, trying to shake the feeling. I focus on my shopping. Cartons of milk, a loaf of wheat bread, a bag of apples. But as I turn into the produce section, I see him again. This time, he's not alone. Another employee, a woman, stands a few feet away, whispering something. They glance in my direction before quickly turning away. A familiar tightness settles in my chest. I've been here before. Too many times. The unwanted stares, the judgment, the silent accusation hanging in the air like a thick fog. I pretend not to notice. Keep moving, keep shopping, act normal. I reach for a box of strawberries when a shadow looms over me. My grip tightens around the plastic container. "Can I help you find something?" The voice is overly casual, but the underlying tension is unmistakable. I look up. A security guard stands there, arms crossed, eyes sharp and assessing. I force a polite smile. "No, thanks. I'm good." He doesn't move, doesn't blink. The silence stretches between us. "Just doing my job," he finally says, stepping back but not leaving. He stays within eyesight, hovering near the bakery section as I continue shopping. My heartbeat drums in my ears. The moment I grab a can of soup from the shelf, I hear soft whispers behind me. Another employee, another set of eyes. I take a slow breath, steadying myself. They think I'm stealing. Of course they do. It doesn't matter that I'm dressed neatly, that I have a purse full of credit cards, that I've shopped here dozens of times before. All they see is my skin, and that's enough. I roll my cart toward the checkout lanes, determined to keep my head high. But as I approach, I see something that makes my stomach twist. A second security guard is waiting at the front, eyes locked on me. This isn't over. Hands grip the handle a little tighter, but I keep my posture straight. I've done nothing wrong. I won't let them make me feel like I have. I pick the shortest line and roll my cart into place. The cashier, a young man with tired eyes, greets me with a half-hearted smile. I start unloading my items onto the conveyor belt, acting like I don't notice the security guard inching closer. Like I don't see the employee near the self-checkout station whispering into a headset. The cashier scans the milk, the bread, the strawberries. My heart beats in steady defiance, but my stomach knots when I hear the heavy footsteps behind me. "Excuse me, ma'am." I don't turn immediately. I let out a slow breath before facing him. The security guard from earlier stands there, his expression unreadable. Behind him, the store manager, a woman with sharp eyes and a forced smile, stands with her arms crossed. "Is there a problem?" I ask, keeping my voice even. "Would you mind stepping aside for a moment?" the manager says, her tone polite but firm. My pulse quickens. "Why?" The cashier stops scanning, his gaze flickering between us. The customers in the next line glance over. The woman behind me shifts uncomfortably. I can feel the tension thickening in the air. "We just need to check your cart," the security guard says. I blink, forcing a dry laugh. "Check my cart? For what?" The manager sighs, shifting her weight. "We received a report about—" She hesitates, as if trying to find the right words. "Suspicious activity." My jaw tightens. "Suspicious how?" She doesn't answer right away. Neither does the security guard. Their silence speaks volumes. I glance around. People are watching, some curious, some uncomfortable, some already judging. You think I stole something? I don't phrase it as a question. The security guard clears his throat. We just need to verify. This is ridiculous. I shake my head. I haven't even paid yet. Everything in this cart is waiting to be scanned. Ma'am, please don't make this difficult, the manager says, her voice dropping to a more authoritative tone. Difficult, that word, that tone, like I'm causing a scene, like I'm the problem. A lump rises in my throat, but I swallow it down. Fine, I say, stepping back. Go ahead, check my cart, search everything. The cashier shifts awkwardly, looking away as the security guard moves forward. The manager watches, her expression blank. A few aisles over, a mother tugs her child closer. A man in a suit shakes his head slightly, as if he's already made up his mind about me. I wrap my arms around myself, standing there under their scrutiny, waiting for them to find something that isn't there. The security guard steps forward, his hands moving through my cart with practiced precision. He picks up each item, turning them over as if expecting something to fall out. The loaf of bread, the carton of eggs, the bag of apples, the can of soup. One by one, he scans through my groceries, his brow furrowing slightly when there's nothing out of place. The store manager stands rigid beside him, arms crossed, lips pressed into a thin line. Her eyes flicker between the cart and my face, looking for any sign of guilt, any reason to justify this public humiliation. I stand perfectly still, my fists clenched at my sides, forcing myself to breathe evenly. I refuse to look down, refuse to shrink under their suspicion. A minute passes, then another. The only sound is the faint beeping from the other registers, the murmur of shoppers pretending not to stare. Finally, the security guard exhales sharply and straightens. He looks at the manager, then back at me. Everything checks out, he mutters. The words feel like a slap. The manager clears her throat. Are you sure? She asks, her voice just low enough that she probably thinks I won't hear. The guard hesitates, but then nods. There's nothing here that wasn't paid for. Of course there isn't. I watch as the realization sinks into her expression, the way the corners of her mouth twitch like she's trying to hold back frustration. Not regret, not embarrassment. Frustration. She wanted to catch me. She wanted to be right. I let out a breath, slow and deliberate. Are we done here? The manager's gaze flickers toward the growing audience around us. People are watching closely now, their interest shifting from me to her. The tension in the air is different. Heavier. She forces a stiff smile, the kind meant to smooth things over, to pretend this never happened. It was just a misunderstanding, she says lightly, as if the past few minutes didn't feel like an interrogation. A misunderstanding. I feel the words like a bitter taste in my mouth. I look at the security guard, who is already stepping back, eager to remove himself from the situation. The cashier, who won't meet my eyes. The customers, some whispering, some shaking their heads. I grip the edge of my cart. My heart is still pounding, but for a different reason now. Anger, not just for myself, for all the times this has happened to someone else. For all the times it will happen again. I could walk away, pay for my groceries, leave, and pretend this moment never existed. But I won't. I take a slow step forward, my voice steady, unshaken. No, I say. It wasn't a misunderstanding. You assumed I was a thief because of how I look. The manager blinks, taken aback. The security guard stiffens. The cashier glances up. People are still watching. And this time, I make sure they hear me. The silence that follows is thick. stretching between us like an invisible barrier. The store manager shifts uncomfortably, her forced smile faltering as the weight of my words settles in. The security guard exhales through his nose, glancing away as if he wants to disappear into the floor. The cashier finally looks up, his face uneasy, maybe even ashamed. I keep my eyes on the manager, waiting, letting her feel the discomfort she so easily placed on me. Her mouth opens, then closes. She looks around, noticing the way customers are watching her now instead of me. A few are whispering. Some are shaking their heads. One woman in line has her phone out, subtly recording. This isn't going the way they expected. The manager clears her throat, straightens her posture, and finally says, We sincerely apologize for the mistake." "Mistake?" I let out a quiet laugh, shaking my head. "A mistake?" I echo. "A mistake is ringing up the wrong item. A mistake is giving someone the wrong change. What you did was accuse me of stealing, without evidence, without cause, just because of the way I look." Her face flushes slightly. "That's not what happened," she says quickly, glancing at the security guard for support. But he doesn't speak. He knows the truth. I tilt my head. Then what did happen? The tension tightened, stretching across the space between us. The customers around us aren't losing interest. If anything, more people are pausing mid-shopping, watching to see how this unfolds. The manager exhales. "We were just following protocol." I fold my arms. "And what protocol is that? Stalking a paying customer through the aisles? Calling security before I even reach the register? Publicly humiliating me?" I take a step forward, my voice calm but firm. "Tell me, was I the only one you followed today, or was it just me?" She doesn't answer. She doesn't have to. We both know the truth. Another moment of silence. Then, finally, she mutters, "I'm sorry." The words are stiff, forced. Not because she regrets what happened, but because she regrets the attention it's bringing her. I nod slowly, absorbing it, then say, "I hope you remember this the next time someone who looks like me walks into your store." She doesn't reply. The security guard shifts, still avoiding my gaze. I take my time placing my groceries back onto the conveyor belt. The cashier resumes scanning in silence. When the total appears on the screen, I pull out my card and pay without a word. The receipt prints, and as I take it, I turn to the manager one last time. "You need to do better," I say. Then I push my cart forward and walk out. As I pass through the automatic doors, I don't just feel the cool air of the outside world. I feel something else, something stronger. The weight of their judgment is gone, and in its place the power of my voice lingers.